The 2001 Seattle Mariners, considered one of the greatest teams in regular season history, with 116 wins to only 46 losses. It's been over 2 decades, 21 years to be exact, since they set that record. And no team has come even close to breaking it. Sure, we've had a couple of 107 win teams, 104 win teams, but nothing came, like I said, close to beating it. Until that is this year, the 2022 New York Yankees, featuring a star lineup of Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo, DJ LeMahieu, and Josh Donaldson, while boasting one of the best starting rotations in all of baseball. Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, James Tyon, Luis Severino. Oh yeah, and don't even mention the bullpen, Michael King and company. This Yankees team got off to one of the hottest starts in baseball history. And you might be wondering why I'm saying one of the hottest starts in baseball history. Well, that's because eventually they faded and fizzled out, and now they're just struggling now to win a game. With the Yankees going 22-6 in the month of June, their overall record would improve to 56-21. At one point this season, the Yankees would possess a 61-23 record, which would be 6 games better than the next team in baseball, the Houston Astros, with a 55-28 record. Unfortunately, that record did not stay for long. As great as the month of June was for the Yankees with the 22-6 win-loss record, the month of July was just as bad. The Yankees would go on to finish 13-13, and this would begin their slow but sure ascent down into mediocrity. Since the All-Star break, the Yankees, they've been a completely different team. They've gone 9-19 in their last 28, and as I'm currently making this video, they are in fear and en route of going 9-20 since the All-Star break, getting swept by the Blue Jays. What's gone from a bad month of July has gone into an even worse month of August. The Yankees that made so many moves to bring in talent to get over that hump of the Houston Astros, Andrew Benintendi, Frankie Montas, have absolutely fallen flat on their face. And before anybody else says, well, Giancarlo Stanton hasn't been there, look, I get it. Giancarlo Stanton not being there, that does hurt the team offensively. But to this extent, to where they can't even put up a run some nights, is just abysmal. I wanted to know exactly why the Yankees have been struggling pre versus post All-Star break. So I went ahead and I crunched the numbers. And before you ask, yes, this takes a long time to do. Of the team offensively and the pitching staff. And here's what I came up with. This might just shock some of you. Firstly, let's look at this team offensively, pre-All-Star break. Looking at this graphic, you can see that the Yankees were averaging 2.3 home runs per 9. And for any of you that don't understand that, that's basically every 9 innings, how many home runs do you hit? Then you can see how many runs Yankees generated for their offense. They totaled 491 runs pre-All-Star break. Out of those 491 runs scored pre-All-Star break, 240 of them came off the home run. That accounts for 50.9% of your offense being generated by the long ball. So what does all of this mean? Pre-All-Star break, all these numbers mean? Well, it means that the Yankees were incredible at generating barrel contact and getting underneath pitches to add lift onto them. But since the All-Star break, that's kind of changed. Let's jump over to the numbers. Since the All-Star break, the Yankees are averaging only 1.3 home runs per 9 innings. On top of that, they've only scored 104 runs, and out of those 104 runs, 66 of those runs have come from the long ball. That's equating to 63% of the runs coming from the long ball now. Although the Yankees are generating more runs off the home run ball, they're hitting far less home runs per 9 at only 1.3. A lot of starting rotations in the league have made the proper adjustments when playing the Yankees, and they're throwing pitches lower in the zones, forcing the Yankees to get on top of balls and ground out more, to hit singles and line drives more often, thus correlating less home runs per 9. But there's something else about this Yankees team that's had a considerable decrease in overall production, and that is their starting rotation. And before you ask, yes, I crunched all these numbers too. Pre-All-Star break, the New York Yankees had a 35-12 win-loss with a 3.06 ERA, a .098 whip, and a .222 batting average against. This rotation with Garrett Cole, Luis Severino, Jordan Montgomery, James Tyon, and Nestor Cortez were absolutely disgusting in one of the best rotations at the early part of the year. But since the All-Star break, the Yankees, they've declined quite a bit. The 5-7 win-loss record, a 5.03 ERA, a 1.26 whip, and a .245 batting average against. And yes, this includes Domingo Germán, and this includes Frankie Montas. Getting this lack of production from your lineup in your starting rotation is undoubtedly going to have some sort of effect on your team in the win-loss column. And I would not be surprised if it has an effect on the New York Yankees internally as well. All the moves that the Yankees made at the deadline to try to get over the hump of the Houston Astros to get to the World Series this year look like they flat out failed so far. Look, even when the Yankees get Giancarlo Stanton back, I do not think that that will be the difference maker between World Series or bust. I do not think that the Yankees are just good enough to get to the World Series. I don't think they have enough to get over the Astros. Garrett Cole, Nestor Cortez, they've been great this year. Nestor Cortez is the best pitcher on that staff. Their bullpen is still phenomenal, even losing Michael King. That starting lineup is still good with Aaron Judge, Josh Donaldson, DJ LeMahieu, and Anthony Rizzo. But I just do not think, even with Giancarlo Stanton added back into it, that they have enough horses to get past the Astros. I just don't see it. The Yankees, they've been a very average team since the month of July, going 13-13, and now they're just plainly bad. They're just not a good team now. They're 9-19 since the All-Star break, on the verge of losing their 20th game out of 29. The Blue Jays are slowly creeping back up in the stands on the Yankees. The Yankees had a 13-game lead at one point. It's now down to 7, and it might be down to 6 after this game today if they lose it versus the Blue Jays. Things are going to be tight in New York for the next few months for the Yankees. Ladies and gentlemen, would love to know what you think in the comment section down below. Do y'all think the Yankees are still a threat to the Astros? Do y'all still think that the Yankees can win the World Series or even get to the World Series? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, because I have plenty more videos like this. And if you don't mind actually dropping a sub personally for me, because it took a while to crunch all these numbers together. I got a headache from it. But I will see y'all in the next one. Adios, mis amigos.
Hey, thank you for rocking out tonight. You could be anywhere in the world. You right here. And I got my special guest, Tayaba Lee, man.
Yeah, you bringing this all from the Keystone State?
Chilling in the Empire State until we run that entire